Good morning, everyone. It is 7 minutes after 9 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, and we got some fair entertainment coming up this evening. And you might want to get there early because we have a headliner out here this morning, and he's with us in the studio, Mitch Gallagher. Mitch, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing this morning?
For an old fat man, I can't complain. I had some breakfast earlier, so I'm good. That's what us fat folk, fat men I can be worried about.
Well, I'm right there with you. So,
well, Mitch, tell us a little bit about yourself first off.
Well, I'm a country music artist out of Nashville, Tennessee. I actually grew up in Maryville, Missouri, which a lot of people here in Trenton should be familiar with Maryville, but moved down there about 3 years ago and just been doing the whole music thing.
Now, the thing that's a little bit different about you is you're pretty much managing yourself, and you're really not signed to a record label?
Yeah, well, there are days that I wish I had some management, that's for sure. So I am an independent artist. I do all my radio promotion, show booking, management, all completely by myself. So that is something that I'm definitely very proud of, for sure.
Now, parents, what you want to do is listen up, because this will give you some ammo here for you kids. Mitch not only does all of these things himself, but you attend university.
I do. I go to Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, Tennessee as well, and I study marketing. So definitely a very, very busy guy.
So yeah, see, now you get your degree in marketing, you can market yourself, you got it made.
Absolutely. You can apply that to anything, I think.
Now you're a very busy man with performances. You're traveling all over the place, because once you're finished tonight here at the fair, I believe, if I read this right, you're heading back down to Tennessee for some performances.
Yeah, I got a couple shows there, in the Middle Tennessee area that I usually play. So I think Friday night I've got another show, and then Monday night is another show. So it just starts all back over as soon as I get down there.
Now, the interesting thing about your music is you're breaking out pretty quick, because pretty much what isn't Nashville referred to as, I was reading in your bio that they refer to it as a 5-year town. It usually takes you, 5 years to kind of get yourself off the ground?
Yeah, that's kind of the rule of thumb that a lot of people say, that 5 to 10 years is actually more of what they say, just because it's so much about connections and meeting people and just kind of finding your way around the city and ways in the industry. But yeah, I'd say things are definitely happening pretty quick for me, in the short time I've been there. But I think a lot of that, if I had to say anything about myself, a lot of that has contributed probably to my work ethic more so than anything. So, and I've been very fortunate to have some great people that are helping me out that I've kind of stumbled upon. So I've definitely been fortunate in that aspect as well.
Well, now, also January 29th, you released your debut album this year, right?
Yes, I did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I released my debut EP on January 29th, which a lot of people may not be familiar with the term EP. EP stands for a half album. So an album usually has anywhere from 10 to maybe 14 songs, somewhere in there. A half album, which is what I released, I had 5 songs on it. And I released it on iTunes, and then I have physical copies as well at stores. But on iTunes, I was fortunate enough to have a chart in the top 50 iTunes country albums on the top 200 country albums chart. So that was a huge, tremendous step for my career, obviously, and I think that's a testament to my work ethic. Not only that, but my fans as well, my supportive fans. So,
well, one of the things we need to note here is that as an independent artist, you are the only independent artist on iTunes ever, and that's a big thing, ever to chart the top 50.
Well, I don't know about ever. At the time of the release, though, it was. If you looked on the charts, there were a lot of people that you've heard of, Kenny Chesney, Luke Bryan, people like that, people with major labels.
Never heard of those folks.
Yeah, I know, right? But I was the only person at the time of the release to be in the top 200 that was not with a major label. So that was something I was extremely proud of. And I was actually competing that day as well with several major label releases. So there were people on major labels that day that also released projects that I beat out, and I was very, very proud of that.
Do you find it's kind of a fight being an independent versus coming up against some of the big name labels?
Oh, absolutely. And the biggest thing in Nashville and with music, a term that's said a lot is what it takes to make it in the music industry is a dream and $100,000. That's the term. And so the biggest thing that a lot of people try to do when they move to Nashville is they just start throwing money at things. They say radio promotion, okay, $5,000, and they just start throwing money at things. Well, That's not really an option with me. You know,
I don't think it's an option with most folks.
I never did without by any means growing up, but I just didn't come from a family that had a ton of money, and so I'm doing things a lot of the old school way, basically, and doing everything myself, and that's something I'm definitely proud of, and yeah, I definitely take a lot of pride in that. But there are some days where I wish it was a little easier, that's for sure.
Well, I think that kind of goes for everybody. You know, they wish they had some days a little easier. You're just with your university and your shows and everything else. It's probably just a little bit harder for you.
It is definitely, but I genuinely love what I do and enjoy it. So.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the tune "Just Like Heaven," which I have queued up here. Tell us a little bit about that song, and then we'll hear it from it.
Well, "Just Like Heaven," actually, I remember when I first moved to Nashville. That first year was rough. You know, I didn't know anyone. I was kind of trying to find my way in the industry. And the biggest thing with me is, as soon as someone would show me how to go about entering the industry, I could take off and show me the way. So that first year was kind of rough, but I was fortunate. I had two buddies of mine, Tyler Barham and Addison Johnson, who kind of showed me the way with iTunes and with the industry and building a fan base. And with that, I released my debut single on iTunes, which was "Just Like Heaven." And this was the song that really started giving me some traction, that really things started taking off with my fan base, you know, getting on iTunes, and then with radio promotion as well. This is my first single ever that I promoted to radio. And so this is what started it all off, "Just Like Heaven." So I'm very, very proud of this song.
All right, well, let's listen to Mitch Gallagher with "Just Like Heaven."